worldwide at jazz901.org.
Member-supported Jazz 90.1 proudly welcomes you to America's longest-running computer show, Sound Bytes. Call the show now at 966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299. Toll-free 800-790-0415 or soundbytes.org. Now, alongside Steve Ray and Dave Enright, here's Nick Francesco on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the chips in the PC. It is Saturday, the 29th of September, Anno Domini 2018, and you lucky people, you're listening to Sound Bytes. I'm Nick Francesco.
I'm Dave Enright.
And I'm Steve Ray.
And at 5 minutes after the hour, we are going to be bringing you news, views, things to choose, nothing to lose. Kick off your shoes, don't get the blues. Here comes the news. This is one of those interesting stories. A former content moderator who worked on contract for Facebook has filed a lawsuit against the company, saying that being bombarded with thousands of violent images on her computer in Silicon Valley led her to develop post-traumatic stress disorder. The former moderator, Selena Scola, argues that Facebook failed to protect her and other contractors as they viewed distressing images and photographs of rape, suicides, beheadings, and other killings, according to the complaint filed on Friday in San Mateo County Superior Court. Ms. Scola, who worked on behalf of the company for 9 months, said in the complaint that her post-traumatic stress disorder was set off when she touches a computer mouse, enters a cold building, watches violence on television, hears loud noises, or is startled. Facebook 7... Ah! My reaction is to punch, so I'd be careful about doing that again.
Dave liked it.
No, because I don't expect any less from you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I wonder what they did to the meters. Facebook 7,500...
I'm still picking it out from the right side.
Yeah, right.
It pegged.
Still pegged. Facebook's 7,500 moderators around the world sift through 10 million potentially rule-breaking posts per week, the lawsuit says. The company relies on its 2 billion users to report inappropriate content. The moderators then employ the hundreds of rules Facebook has developed to determine if the content violates its policies. We recognize that this work can be difficult, Bertie Thompson, the director of corporate communications at Facebook, said in a statement. That is why we take the support of our content moderators incredibly seriously, starting with their training, the benefits they receive, and ensuring that every person reviewing Facebook content is offered psychological support and wellness resources. Ms. Scola is urging Facebook to establish a fund to create a testing and treatment program through which current and former content moderators, including moderators employed by a third party, can receive medical testing and monitoring, including psychiatric treatment. She is also asking that her legal fees be paid by Facebook. Lawyers for Ms. Scola said their client was not currently giving interviews. So our poll of the week at soundbytes.org, that is Bytes with a Y, Francis would like to remind you, is ex-content moderator sues Facebook over PTSD. And your choices are, she deserves to get paid, Facebook should do something for her, she knew what she was getting into, and wait, Facebook has content moderators? So far, we've only got 11 votes. And so far, Facebook has content moderators is by far the number one choice. I was shocked myself.
Yeah, but they're all Russian.
They're all Russian, and they're not, in fact, getting paid. No, 12 votes now. Anyway, then you can also check us out on our forum. If you have more to say about this, if you scroll down on the right under Fascinating Stuff, you'll see the forums. And the second set of forum down is the poll discussion. Currently, at least the number one item in the poll discussions is 29 September 18, ex-content moderator sues Facebook over PTSD. And when you're done with that, you can come and give us a call, 585-966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299. Toll-free 1-800-790-0415.
There was a cop show a while ago that had a plot like this where they were able to trace the victim back to this social network, and they were talking with the human resources director and the social media content directors. Most of our moderators, they only last a few months. But there's one guy over there. He's been here 3 years. Guess who the murderer was?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a on the one hand, yes, they know what they're getting into, theoretically. But as my daughter sometimes says, people are the worst, and they will post horrifying things. And these people are exposed to that. I mean, it's their job to be exposed to it, but they're still exposed to it.
Yeah.
It's your job to go into a war zone, but you still can end up with PTSD. It's your job to protect the public, but you can still end up with PTSD if you're a police officer. I mean, I understand that this is, nobody can prepare you for some of the stuff that they're going to see.
And even if you recognize and hit delete after a couple, 3 seconds, and it's still a couple, 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's still that image in your brain.
And how many thousands of times a day would a content moderator have to do this?
Right. And so I do understand. I am very empathetic. I do understand that what they're going through, and it's got to be horribly traumatic. But unfortunately, I think it's a necessary job. There's no AI certainly can't do it, and
here's an ad for a social media moderator, and you can earn up to $7.50 an hour.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what Facebook pays, but clearly it is not enough. It's got to be a very hard job. I mean, look. We've all read Facebook comments and thought, how stupid can some people be? Mm-hmm. Well, apparently we're not seeing the worst. Think about that.
Yeah.
The worst comment you've ever seen on Facebook is not the worst comment that the moderators have seen. That's a frightening thought, quite frankly.
Wow.
Yeah. It's hard. It's got to be hard for these people to do this every day.
So imagine that video you clicked on because it had that cool thing as the keyframe,
right?
And then watching the whole 20 minutes, and then suddenly before it ever gets to the thing you thought you wanted to see, and then it's not the thing you really wanted to see.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Often the keyframe isn't anywhere in the video, and
but it got you to click.
They got you to click, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
And so, and often we see, clickbait. Click here to see what Nicki Minaj did yesterday, and then it's a violence video that has nothing to do with Nicki Minaj at all.
They're just using that as a hook.
And so then that gets flagged, and then an actual moderator has to actually look at it and actually see
the junk,
the video. Right.
I just found an article from a year ago in The Guardian about underpaid and overburdened Facebook moderators. And one man who wished to remain anonymous said they got paid about $15 an hour.
You think to yourself, what a great job. $15 an hour to sit around at home
and surf Facebook all day.
Right, and just play on Facebook all day. Sit around in my underwear. I don't even have to go to the office. I don't have to move to another city. I just sit at my computer, which means now I can write off at least part of my network charges and everything else. What a great job. It's $15 an hour. And then suddenly you're looking at this stuff.
Up to 1,000 potentially illegal images a day.
A day. And
that's probably conservative.
Right. And I suspect that some of those are not, in fact, illegal.
The work entails looking at the underbelly of human nature.
And that's
pretty bad.
That's pretty bad stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I get it.
Because there's a lot of sick minds out there.
That was the whole goal of the internet, was it would democratize everything and everyone would have a voice. But it turns out the bad guys have a really loud voice.
Yeah, it turns out that not everybody really deserves a voice. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Some of them should be muzzled.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I get it. I get the problem that they're having. I get the issue that this lady's bringing up. Apparently, although she thought she was prepared, it's worse. And then when it hits you every single day like that, I can understand.
For hour after hour.
Hour after hour. At one, you start out thinking, what a great job this is going to be. And about 2 months later, you're thinking, oh, my God, I have to do this again.
My brain
today.
is fried. And start looking for another job.
Yeah, the best kind of person who's somebody balanced on the edge of socially conscious and psychopathic. I think is where you want them to be, and those are hard to people to find.
I wonder if they trace back the people uploading these illegal images and send the cops over.
Well,
I guess it would depend.
It depends on where they are. Again, World Wide Web.
Right.
There's other countries where no biggie, that's allowed, you know, because their standards are totally different, and law enforcement, they got better things to do.
Right. If they know a person is in the United States and it's child pornography, they can send the cops after them.
Yeah.
But also, of course, are they using a real Facebook? Are they using the people who upload this sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Are generally faking who they are and where they're coming from anyway. So
anonymizing and
right. So yeah, I get that.
Well, what was that? A couple of weeks ago, both Facebook and Twitter cleaned up fake accounts.
Yep.
And Facebook was sort of praised for cleaning up fake accounts. Twitter stock fell drastically because so many people were not following you anymore.
Right.
Well, yeah, you had 20,000 fake followers, so we deleted them all. Well, yeah, but now I've got 20,000 less followers.
Right.
So they probably didn't delete enough people. So,
True.
Right. Yeah, so every year they got to delete more fake accounts, but if it's a 10% hit to their stock, they got to wait till it rebounds so they can delete another 100 million fake accounts.
Right. All right, to the day.
How about the phones?
To the Batcave, Robin. First caller is Bodan from Rochester, New York. Hi, Bodan. Save me from myself, please.
Alrighty. Hey, listen, by the way, guys, since I am a member, I've already received my letter to renew my membership, and that is going to be filled out this weekend and put into the mailbox on Monday morning. So I don't know when you officially start your campaign for the fall, but I have my papers in hand, and they will be going in to you folks because you guys are the best on the weekend.
Thank you.
Bless you, my son.
And the fund drive does officially start 7 a.m. Monday morning.
October 8th.
October 8th.
So a week. Anyway, I'll read mine next week. You guys will have my letter next week. Anyway, here's the deal. I've got a computer problem that's sort of come up. It's not a computer problem. It's an AVG antivirus. I'm running the free edition on a Windows operating system 10. Everything seemed to be fine for the last 2 years. In the last 3 to 4 weeks, I'm noticing that occasionally when I click on the system bar in the lower right-hand corner, it says I'm not protected. I double-click on it. It opens up a box that says you have to restart the program. I click on that. I exit. Everything comes up that says you're protected. What is going on? What is turning off? If you guys heard anything, what is turning off the AVG antivirus by itself? I can't figure it out. Now, I do have a network set up to another computer, and I don't know if something got kicked over from that machine or not, but it's not doing it on the other one, only on the newer computer operating the system 10.
Yeah, did you upgrade to 1803?
What's 1803?
The last Windows update.
Yeah. I mean, it does the updates automatically on my machine. So, and I know sometimes when if I go out of town for a couple of days, I'll put the machine to sleep or turn it off, and it says updating. Don't turn off your machine. So, yeah, it may have.
Yeah, in that case, this is actually a fairly well-known problem. You want to delete everything in your temp directory.
Okay.
You want to remove all the. You want to delete AVG essentially, and that means.
Hang on a second. Okay, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm going to type in the percentage marks run temp. And I did that, and there's a couple of things. Actually, I do see an AVG. Let me see if I can delete it, because there's some things that wouldn't let me delete it. I just deleted that. There's a couple of things, and is it ARIA debug 480? There's a couple. I think those are the ones that I can't delete.
Before you do any of that stuff, you have to turn off AVG.
Well, I have to turn off AVG.
AVG has okay, hold on a second. We can put this online, but here's the deal. The AVG has a program called AVG Clear, and you have to run that first. Hang on the line. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with Dave Enright, Steve Ray, Bodan from Rochester, me, Nick Francesco, and you. 19 minutes after the hour, Soundbites member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Computer talk you can understand. More Soundbites is next on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
What's small, pretty, and worth lots of money? It's the Jazz 90.1 Enhanced Member Card, and now it's worth more than ever with the addition of 35 wineries to the list of restaurants, stores, and other businesses in the Rochester area, discounting prices exclusively to members of Jazz 90.1. You can even use your card when you travel in the U.S. It's a great way to reward yourself, all while supporting Jazz 90.1. Don't have a Jazz 90.1 member card? Well, get one by making a pledge of support at the $90 10-cent level or above to Jazz 90.1. For more information on becoming a member, call 966-5299 or pledge online at jazz901.org.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Follow Jazz 90.1 on Instagram at WGMC Jazz 901.
Nothing hurts my mom, but she showed anyway. She'd always say, you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. But she thought that meant she had to do it on her own. We were trained to help others, but there's strength in finding help for yourself, too. We're in this together.
The VA Women Veterans Call Center connects veterans with personalized information on VA services that can make a difference. Call 1-855-VA-WOMEN or visit www.womenshealth.va.gov.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
I'm a college student and could use advice about my student loan.
I had to leave school, but I still have student loans to pay back.
I graduated and got the help I needed to pay back my loan in full.
We're the NFCC, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, with member offices nationwide that provide comprehensive financial reviews and student loan counseling. Call 877-406-6322 or visit us online at studentloanhelp.org.
Okay, let's settle down. Since today is career day, stand up and tell the class what you want to be when you grow up.
I want to be a pilot, soccer player, fireman, a judge.
Kids dream big. As a parent, you can protect those dreams by keeping your kids healthy well into adulthood. If your son or daughter is 11 or 12 years old, the American Cancer Society recommends giving them the HPV vaccine to help protect them from 6 types of HPV cancers later in life. To learn more, visit cancer.org/dreambig.
Ready to become a member of Jazz 90.1? It's easy to do and it feels so good. Just call 966-5299. That's 966-JAZZ or pledge securely online at jazz901.org. And remember to check if you work for a company that matches donations. This could double or even triple your pledge. Anytime is a good time to become a member of Jazz 90.1.
And now your Jazz 90.1 weather.
Look for a good supply of sunshine across Rochester, Western New York, and the Finger Lakes for the day today. Temperatures will top out in the middle 60s for highs with a gentle breeze coming in out of the northeast. Tonight looks mainly clear and on the chilly side as well. The overnight low in the upper 40s. Tomorrow brings ample sunshine from hilltop to lakeshore with an easterly wind. The high temperature right around 70. We'll look for showers to develop as we head into Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols for Jazz 90.1.
Currently, right now, we've got some scattered clouds out there, 62 degrees out at the airport, and 65 here at member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Hi, this is Jeff Harris. Join me every Sunday night from 5 to 7 on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Nick Francesco.
I'm Dave Enright.
And I'm Steve Ray.
And at 24 minutes after the hour, we are Sound Bytes. And we have Bodan from Rochester, New York on the line. Hiya, Bodan.
Yes, sir. So while you guys were in that break, I actually turned off my program. It says protection is disabled. Protection will be automatically enabled after a PC restart. But you want me to do something before restarting my computer?
Several things. First, you should run the AVG Clear tool.
And where do I find that?
Should be under your menus, in your menus.
Okay, let me put the menu in. Settings, do not disturb, quarantine, file shredder, support, help about. Would it be under...
Then I don't run it on my Chromebook, so I don't know. But
settings, components.
Well, we posted.
What do you guys call it?
We posted a URL on how to uninstall and reinstall, and it looks so Clear is a separate exe if you don't have it already.
A separate what, please again?
It's a separate executable. It may be in the AVG startup group. In your start menu, but it may not actually be inside the AVG program.
Okay.
But there is a download link to download that. So basically, you're doing a complete uninstall, clear everything out, and then download the latest version and reinstall it.
Oh, right. There are two separate programs. One is called AVG Remover, and one is called AVG Clear. So apparently they just it's pretty serious.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is, I guess, uninstall AVG, then run AVG Remover, then run AVG Clear.
So run Remover first.
Well, uninstall it, then run Remover, then run Clear.
Well, time out, but shouldn't I download these programs and have them on my desktop, and once I remove AVG, I run it then?
Well, yes, but you can download it at any time because they're standalone programs.
Okay.
But so yes, you should download them first and then run uninstall AVG, and then apparently clear out your temp folder, which once you've uninstalled AVG, it's no longer locking files in your temp folder.
Okay.
And then go into app data, which you can go in through %app data% and check that all the AVG folders are gone. Do the same thing in %program data% and make sure all those folders are gone. Delete the whole folder, and then reinstall a brand new copy.
Yeah, I did remove some of the temp folders. There are some folders that I just cannot remove. And when I try to remove them, hit delete, it says this action can't be completed because the file is open in Microsoft OneDrive. Well, that's ARIA, the beginning ARIA debug
right.
4480, and there's some other stuff that is WCTF3D and stuff like that.
Right, there's nothing you can do about that. Those are, in fact, system programs that Windows is keeping open, and, heaven forbid they put it somewhere private. They stick it in your temp folder.
And, you could delete it if you weren't running Windows.
So the bottom line is this. Uninstall AVG program right now, then go back online, let's say using the browser Chrome, to get AVG Remover and the AVG Clear, run those two programs. After I do that, then reinstall a new version of AVG Free. You
got it. Make sure you're on the site at avg.com, right? Whether it's support.avg, I don't remember exactly where you download it from, but support.avg.com or whichever, and that that you're downloading the real Remover and Clear.
And I've got the link up.
And where can I find that link?
On soundbytes.org.
I'm sorry, say what?
Soundbytes.org.
Soundbytes.org. All right, I'll go check that out before I start doing anything and disconnecting from the Internet.
Yep. Do all of that first.
And now, is this something new, or apparently you guys have heard of this before? What's the issue? Was it the last Microsoft update?
It was the last update. Apparently, there was an issue with AVG that is simply fixed by uninstalling and reinstalling.
A lot of programs have had problems with 1803.
Yeah, and it has something, we think, although Microsoft is reticent, it has something to do with the registry.
So why is Microsoft doing all these nice things for us?
Well, because they make more money doing that. And let's be honest, they have their own antivirus program.
Yeah, the Defender, right?
And they want you to use that. So they don't particularly care to make it easy to use somebody else's program. And if an update breaks that program, they don't care.
Especially something like an antivirus program, which has to hook itself deep into the OS to be able to watch for viruses and malicious software to come in. But that's exactly what viruses and malicious software do, is hook themselves deep into the OS. So it's this sort of catch-22.
So you don't think that picked up a virus from my older computer or anything like that?
It's pretty unlikely,
Yeah,
as
not
long
likely.
as AVG was, in fact, running. So, yeah, it's pretty unlikely, but uninstalling and reinstalling. And if you really want to, once you've uninstalled it, do a quick run with Defender and see what happens, and take a look. It never hurts to try something else. Getting a second opinion is never a bad thing.
Hey, one final quick question is, to restart my machine in safe mode, is it still F8 using OS 10, or is there a different system? Somebody said you can't do it in OS 10 by restarting your machine and hitting the F8 button.
Yeah, it's not the F8 button anymore. You have to hold the Shift key and choose Restart from the Windows command while you're already running Windows. There's no way to
hit
there's
shift
no way,
and then hit restart,
and then
while
restart.
holding the shift
Restart,
button?
and it'll ask you to start in safe mode.
Yeah, that will give you your diagnostic options. There's no way to start in safe mode from being off.
Right.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for your assistance. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, have fun.
Because apparently that's too easy a thing to do.
Yes.
Is run diagnostics when the computer's turned off. So,
Yeah,
so if you can't boot into Windows, you can't get into safe mode either.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That is exactly right.
Although theoretically, if Windows recognizes it can't boot, it shows you the diagnostic options anyway.
Theoretically,
but if it can't boot enough to know it can't boot, then you're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. And I get it. Windows is Microsoft is trying to make Windows as secure as possible. It's just they're doing it in a kind of a way that is obtrusive to everybody else. All right, back to the phones. Our next caller is Rick from Pittsford, New York. Hi, Rick. What's up?
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I've got an internet connectivity question.
Yeah.
I've got 3 TVs. I'm a Time Warner customer under Spectrum, so I got my own modem. The TV that's connected directly works fine, but 2 other TVs, instead of paying extra for their boxes, we went to live streaming. One's a smart TV and one's a Roku device. Those 2 TVs are having connectivity problems. I'm getting, when I run speed test, it's all over the place, from less than 1 meg to the 20 that I'm supposed to get. The 2 TVs that aren't working, I should mention, are my wife's, and it's very frustrating to her. It's just me and the dog at home, and she really likes the dog. So can you help me out? Is it the routers?
All right, a couple of questions.
The modem, the router. I had Spectrum out, and they checked the wires and said it's not their problem.
No, of course, and that's all they care about. Here's the thing. Tell me a little bit about your setup. Are the other 2 machines wireless?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that.
Are the other 2 televisions wireless? Or
no,
are they...
one is using a Roku, and the other is a smart TV, so it is wireless. It's both of the router and the modem are Netgear, and they're about 2 years or less old.
Okay, so is the Roku is also wireless. It is also Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so the plugged-in TV works fine. It's the wireless connections that are slow.
Yeah, the wireless connections are slow, and I can run speed test, and I'm all over the place. I just run it while your show is on. I've been to be less than 1 meg to over 20.
Now, what speed test on your is your computer also wireless, or is it wired?
It's wireless.
Okay, can you plug in your computer to a wire and run a speed test on it?
I could with difficulty. I couldn't right now.
Okay. The reason I ask is that there are 2 issues at play here. One is the actual speed you're getting from Spectrum, and the other is the speed of the wireless connection in your home. They could very well be different. In other words, if you are testing speed on a wireless machine, what you're really testing is the speed of your wireless connection. If you're testing on a wired connection, then you're testing really the speed of your system, of your network connection. Because there's always going to be a lag. Let's say you're on 20 megabits, and you're on an older version of 802, and you're only getting 10. Well, you can play all day long. You're never going to see your 20 ever.
Right.
And it also depends on what else is running in your neighborhood. I just had that experience with a Netgear router myself, which was several years old, and a Roku box, believe it or not, very, very similar. And it was my wife's television, but we have cats and not dogs at this moment. And she was suddenly not connected. And I tried everything, and I finally just replaced my wireless router.
Do you know if your wireless router is an N or an AC?
It's a cable modem. I don't know that.
Yeah.
If it's the all-in-one cable modem wireless router, it's almost likely an N. You may be better off buying your own AC router. AC has longer range, higher power, better strength to get to other rooms, and then you don't have to pay the rental for the wireless now. And it can also depend on what's between the router and the other televisions. So, like if it has to go through the kitchen or the bathroom to get to the other side, then there's a lot of metal in those rooms that block the radio signal. So an AC router would be much higher strength for that.
Yeah, I've run the portable and using the Spectrum app to watch TV, and I can get it outside. I can get it all over the place. The thing is that sometimes the TV is working fine in the kitchen for her, and other times it just shuts right out. As I said, we get different signal strengths. So what I'm wondering is, do I replace the router, the modem, or both, or do I just cough it up and go to Spectrum's overpriced plan?
Okay, if you're getting decent signal, there's a program called Wi-Fi connectivity. Is that what it's called? Do you have an Android or a
Apple?
An Apple phone?
It's an Android phone.
Okay, there's a program called Wi-Fi Analyzer for the Android phone, and when you run it, it shows you the various signals that are coming into your home and their strength.
Okay.
So you can see how many competing... So you'll see your router, yeah? And you'll also see all the competing routers in the area. And you may find that there are several routers on your channel.
And channel 6 is the most common channel. Most routers come with channel 6. So if all your neighbors are on channel 6, then they could be interfering with your signal.
Right. One of the things that I did was move to channel 11. Channels 1, 6, and 11 are the least overlapped by other channels.
Okay.
So those are the one of those three is generally best, but you need to check with a program like Wi-Fi Analyzer to see where your blank space is.
So if I reprogram the router to a different channel, all my other stuff has to be reprogrammed, my computers and everything else, correct?
Well, they just have to be rebooted. They will generally find the they do a channel scan to find the SSID you set up.
Yeah.
And then they lock onto that channel.
Okay. I should mention that everything was running fine for months, and then this has been about a 1 month occurrence.
See, that's what leads me to one of two things. Either the hardware is dying, or somebody in your neighborhood put up a new router,
and there's
a powerful router, and they're on the same channel you are.
Or a ham radio tower. Or the microwave oven is now pointed at your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Wireless is hard.
I'll try those different things, and thank you very much for your time.
Yep, thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I had exactly the same problem. I bought a mesh network, and I set that up and discovered that, in fact, it still wasn't working. And that's because the backhaul, which is the channel on which the satellite and the router talk to each other, was on the same frequency that the network was, and it was drowning out its own network.
Well, shouldn't it have known not to do that?
You would certainly think so, but it did not. And I shut it off to move it and put it somewhere else, and suddenly everything worked. And I thought, okay, I don't even need the satellite.
Yeah.
Everything is fine without it, so my satellite is now just sitting in a corner. But the router is very powerful and very strong, and until it dies, I should be getting good signal, and more importantly, my wife is happy. We're going to take a quick break. Back in just a couple of minutes with Dave Enright, Steve Ray, Mina, Francesco, and you. 39 minutes after the hour, Soundbites, member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at soundbites.org. More with Nick Francesco, Dave Enright, and Steve Ray next on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
These days, it's easy to have information overload. Sometimes I just want to kick back, hear my favorite music and the news that affects me. That's why I stay tuned into my local radio station. When important news happens in my part of town, I hear it from them first. For the best entertainment, sports, news, weather, and traffic, anytime, anywhere, I stay local. Support your local stations. Text RADIO to 52886. Furnished by the NAB and this station. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out.
Wildlife poaching doesn't just happen in faraway places. It's a crime committed against countless wild animals all around you. Poachers don't care about hunting seasons, endangered species, or even the safety of other humans. The Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust, which protects wild animals through habitat preservation and by confronting cruelty, needs your help. Learn your state's wildlife laws, so when you witness a crime against a wild animal, you can report it immediately. Help protect wildlife at wildlifelandtrust.org.
Ready to become a member of Jazz 90.1? It's easy to do, and it feels so good. Just call 966-5299. That's 966-JAZZ, or pledge securely online at jazz901.org. And remember to check if you work for a company that matches donations. This could double or even triple your pledge. Anytime is a good time to become a member of Jazz 90.1.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I am incredibly proud to be a physician here at St. Jude. To be in a place where I know my patients are going to get the top-notch care. Not only care, but also research happening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Every single person is a part of that St. Jude family that makes that happen. Because of everyone that is really committed to the mission of St. Jude, we're giving families hope.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
We've all seen that moment in movie credits that says no animals were harmed in the making of this film. As a film director, I rely on the 8 decades of experience American Humane brings to safeguarding animals on set. They consult on scripts, advise on locations, training, veterinary care, and so much more. As a director, nothing is more important than making sure everyone is safe, and that includes the animals on set as well. And thanks to the passionate people of American Humane, we can.
This is Rob Linton, station manager of Jazz 90.1. Annual membership contributions and business underwriting keep our programming on the air. The future growth and excellence of our station depends on our ability to also build a permanent base of support through an active and successful legacy gift program. Please continue your gift past a lifetime by including Jazz 90.1 in your will, trust, or general estate plans, and join us in building a legacy of giving to support public jazz radio in Rochester. For more information on planned giving, you may visit jazz901.org or call us at 966-2660. Thank you.
Here's the latest Jazz 90.1 weather forecast.
Look for a good supply of sunshine across Rochester, Western New York, and the Finger Lakes for the day today. Temperatures will top out in the middle 60s for highs with a gentle breeze coming in out of the northeast. Tonight looks mainly clear and on the chilly side as well. The overnight low in the upper 40s. Tomorrow brings ample sunshine from hilltop to lakeshore with an easterly wind. The high temperature right around 70. We'll look for showers to develop as we head into Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols for Jazz 90.1.
Currently, we've got some scattered clouds out there, 62 degrees out at the airport, and 66 here at member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Hi, this is Derek Lucas. Join me weekdays from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. for the Coffee Break Concert
on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
I want to correct one thing that I said, and that's our pledge drive actually starts October 8th. It'll start at 7 a.m. And one of the big things that they're bringing back for you folks, if you're going to renew, the first week they're doing what they call the BOGO. And you, for $100 or more, you can buy one, get one. And what I'm talking about is the dinner card. That if you pledge $100, not do you only get the one discount card, but you get a second one that you can give to a family member or gift it to somebody else that gets you half price on a lot of great things around Rochester, meals and restaurants all over the place, wineries. The list goes on and on. If you want to check that out, go to our website, jazz901.org, and check out the membership card and all the great deals that you can get and save yourself a ton of money. Plus, your pledge is tax deductible.
Yeah, just look for the link that says member card.
Yep.
And check it out. There's just a huge number of places.
So,
and more all the time. Keep checking that page.
Yeah, that keeps adding. And the other thing too, folks, to get into this, if you are, say, a snowbird and you're only up here for a few months and then you go down to Florida, because you're a member, one, you can still listen online if you get the app on your phone. You can go down there and say, hey, I'm down here for the winter months. Send me a card for this area. Because you're a member,
they'll send it.
And they'll send you a card that's valid for down in that area or wherever you go.
Yep, it's very cool.
So check it out.
And, of course, you can give us a call, 585-966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299 or toll free at 1-800-790-0415. Apple's Mac OS Mojave, which was released to users around the world on Monday, includes a faulty implementation of security protections that can potentially expose personal user data, according to one security researcher. Outlined by Patrick Wardle of Digita Security, the apparent flaw allows an unprivileged app to bypass built-in system-level permissions and skim user information from certain apps. Wardle has uncovered a number of